Hi, this is Dave Miller from Remax Integrity in Dumont, New Jersey. Today I'd like to talk about getting a Certificate of Occupancy, otherwise known as the CO. Typically when you find a buyer before you close, you need to get a CO from the town, and it's a state law that you have to have smoke detectors, etc. So we'll look at that inside the house. But I wanted to start right here outside. The first thing is, when you have 3 steps or more, you need a railing. Sometimes people have a few steps and don't have a railing. That's something you're going to need. Some towns are going to require that you replace any damaged sidewalks. Not all towns do this, but some towns do, and I guess the reason is insurance purposes. For example, the town is worried about getting sued. Somebody could be walking along, and for example, this is up a couple of inches, but somebody could, trip on the sidewalk. So sometimes you're going to have to get a couple of sidewalks replaced. Now, inside the house, we need carbon monoxide detectors and smoke detectors on each level of the house. So for example, in this house, it's a colonial, we're going to need 3. One for the upstairs, in between the bedrooms, one on the main floor, and then also in the basement. So for example, in this case, we have the smoke detector here on the ceiling. Okay, the smoke detectors always have to be on the ceiling, and the carbon monoxide detector can be lower. If you can look over here, I have the carbon monoxide detector down here. By the way, you can buy the combination smoke detector, carbon monoxide detector. They tend to be a little more expensive, and then that would have to go on the ceiling, the combo. Most people don't have a combo, and if you have them separately, the smoke detector, again, always on the ceiling, and the carbon monoxide detector can go lower. Okay, also in the kitchen, we need a fire extinguisher in the kitchen, or in this case, it's within a foot or 2 of the kitchen. Wall-mounted, 5 feet high. And I'm just noticing over here on the door, see this door, this bolt lock here, which a lot of people do, a key lock. This is not acceptable. You need the thumbnail. I guess the idea being that if there was a fire, let's say a lot of people lock their door and then they hide the key. Now, if there's a fire and you can't find the key, you can't get out. So that's the reasoning here. Now, some people don't like this because of safety reasons, somebody breaking the window and reaching in, but to sell the house, to get the CO, we need the thumbnail. Okay, coming down into the basement, we're also going to need the smoke detector. Here, we have right on the ceiling here, we have a smoke detector. And down here we have our CO detector in the basement. And if you follow me around to the hot water heater, I want to show you something over here that's very typically fails. Is the hot water heater. Now on the hot water heater, this is a release valve. It actually should extend a little further, but this is acceptable. And the idea of this release valve is, it's like a kettle. So let's say if I overheated and this release valve wasn't here, this could, let's say, spray into my face, spray steam into my face. So the idea is, if it's going to overheat, they want the steam going down onto the floor. This is very commonly left out by plumbers. It's a very simple couple dollar item. So we want to make sure we have the hot water release valve. Okay, we're still down here in the basement. A lot of people have sump pumps, which is fine. But the sump pump is supposed to discharge out into the yard. It's very common that people, for example, would have a sump pump that goes into the slop sink or directly into the sewer line over here. That's not acceptable. The reason being is the town pays by the gallon to have the water treated. So they don't want fresh rainwater, so to speak, getting pumped into the sewer system. You have to have it out into the yard. In addition to the handrails outside, you also need handrails inside. Anytime you have a set of stairs, like here going upstairs or going into the basement, you need a handrail. Okay, coming upstairs, here in between the bedrooms, in the hallway in between the bedrooms, we also have, here we have the smoke detector again on the ceiling and our carbon monoxide detector down here. A couple final thoughts. When you want to apply for your certificate of occupancy early, because the town doesn't usually move very fast with this, so you want to make sure you get your paperwork in early, because it may take them a couple weeks to come out and look at your house, and then it may take a week or two for you to get the paperwork. So you don't want to wait till 3 days before you're closing and try to scramble around to get a CO. And also, each town can be slightly different, so you have to check. What I gave you here with the basics, that you should be fine, but check with your town, because each town might be slightly different as far as. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to email or call me. Email dave@davemillerrealestate.com. My office number is 201-385-8100. Okay, thank you.